A 70% chance that we typically come for a weekly pivot. Okay. 70% chance. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. So you can always be on the lookout for a weekly pivot. My God. The man, the myth, the legend's in here. It's a reasonable question now. When to short to take advantage of that 70% chance to mitigate that low again. So this will we come here again is a question. So this is a sweep. I don't think this was our weekly pivot, right? So it's always important to mark out your weekly pivot on your chart because typically you come back and visit it. Oh, see, did you get wrecked yesterday? I saw you in a leverage long, bro. I saw you over there going long.
I did got
with no
stopped.
with no stop loss.
All in 100x. Do we get Saudi on my side? Or not really?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear your beautiful voice, man, like an angel.
Love it, love it. Don't get me singing because you're gonna change your perspective of my voice there. But
Volare. Oh ho.
whoa, nice, love that song, my friend. I did went to a long yesterday. I took some profits, moved my steps to entry. In fact, we've been talking about that for 3 days in a row. When it's my turn, when it's my chance, I'm gonna show it. And now I'm back into a long. Are you longing, my friend? Is that my question?
You got long off of my morning live.
Man, I gave the signal yesterday for everybody to look at. But you know
I
what?
told you, bro.
To be fair, your entry is much better than mine. I think
I
so. It
told you to
is
press buy yesterday. This morning. Oh, you need me to zoom in? 97,923.
97,933. Let me take a look at mine. It's not exactly because I don't have my broker, but it's nine. Let me double click here.
I show you mine. You show
97.
me yours. Come on.
Yeah, 97,727.
He's got a better entry than me. Do you know why?
I did. Why?
Because I copy traded him.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. Oh, yesterday was a very technical class, by the way. Very technical. I'm not sending you to watch it, of course, but I think everybody got a little bit of a glance on your strategy. I did went over how you take some trades, also how I take some trades, just to kind of move the fog out of the way for new members to start jumping in. They did call out for a couple of what is it stocks, and also we gotta take a look at the gold ETF. Let me bring up my screen here, but first let me just also look at the class recordings because I must have them here. So would you like to pull up something in between? In the meantime, I
Yeah,
can
so I
also
was just
comment.
talking. I'll finish on what I was talking about here
Absolutely.
about the purpose of this wick, right? On how it's wrecked leverage longs and the importance in a bull run. And I continue. I was talking about the weekly pivot. Okay, so if you go on the weekly time frame, OC, as you know, the weekly pivot can be a very lucrative trading opportunity because typically in a bull run you'll come back and visit this. Okay, and that's what we did, right? So we came back and revisited the weekly pivot, and then all this is doing is hell yeah, let's go, right? 100K, but there was no sign. If you're in a long anywhere in here, okay, and you can see this, and you see that we've lost our breakout of the flag, okay, there is no sign in here for this to say that we are going up. That's what I wanted to say. There is no sign. You have lots and lots and lots of warning. Okay, this is from 10 a.m. all the way till 5 p.m. Okay, there is a full day of price action. Remember market structure. I always talk to you guys about market structure. There is nothing in here that's saying we're going up. Nothing. Not a single thing. Even giving you a last chance, okay, of plowing through the $100,000 level. Okay? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Oh, even highs. Lower low, lower high. Strength to the downside. Rollover. And victims, right? Victims. And a lot of people are very mad at that wick. So, but there was signs for basically a whole day, and I wasn't trading because I was at the doctor's. Thanks for covering, OC. I really appreciate it, man. Means a lot to me. Obviously, little man is okay. He's healthy. He's got a little bit of eczema, a little bit of itchiness. So we got some cream for him. But besides that, he's doing really good. Really good. So thanks for covering. But yeah, and then sweep. And this is just everybody who got long is getting wrecked, right? Getting wrecked. They're clearing out leverage longs. Because I got long here. I got long here. I also got long here. Right here. I got the receipt. I FOMO'd in, OC. Hey?
Nice.
I saved it. I saved it. Look, I FOMO'd in at the top. Okay, I broke every one of my rules, bro. I broke all my rules. I broke all of my rules. I just pressed buy. I pressed buy at like 92 200 because I saw it going. I'm like, bro, it's now or never, man. If it goes, I don't care if I get wrecked. Look, so I leveraged long in at 99 200 and I got the close, bro. Look, 100,000. The first time we ever hit
Oh,
100,000, man. I got the close, man. So I FOMO'd in and I FOMO closed right at the top. So I will one day I will print this up. And I closed it completely, bro. I could have made like $1,000 on this. Like it kept going, right? I mean,
yeah,
if I made 200 here, right? Imagine that's almost, you know, I could have made a lot of money, but it was, dude, it was late at night. It was 9:30 as you can see right here, right? 9:30. But yeah, I got the close. I got the close. FOMO in at the top for the win, man. But as you can see, you know, Bitcoin coming back here. We got jobs news data today, so that's very important as well. So you can see here, we never mitigated the low in here, and that's what gave us the reason to go long this morning. But this is something that you absolutely always need to be prepared for. No matter what, your main job as a trader is to manage this part. Is to manage this. You need to know what you're going to work with, right? And this is your bonus, okay? You need to always get this is your base pay, this is your salary, and this is your bonus at the end of the year, okay? But you always got to make sure you're going in with what you're willing to lose. And a lot of people lost a lot yesterday. I think it was over $1 billion worth of liquidated longs yesterday. So yikes. But yeah, we are long now. Right? That's pretty wild, isn't it?
It is. Boom shakalaka. Let's do that. I mean, we need a. Oh, there we go. Ka-ching, ka-ching. So we have also a question here that I'm gonna also try to respond because I gave a cryptic answer. What is the best way not to get swept like that? I was a good class yesterday. Thank you so much. I got swept on Sunday night, but I'm taking good note last time. So uh, here's the thing. All right. When we're talking about yesterday night, the best way not to get swept for me, and I know I'm gonna repeat it, it is to get swept actually, but as cheap as possible. Let me explain a little bit. I'm gonna get into it. So stick around. What am I supposed to be sharing? We're gonna have a little bit of OC Inception here and also Alex Inception. So as you can see, we have not yet changed close neither haircut. So this was on, we have Wednesday, 4th of December, right? We were talking about this triangle that I had on screen. It was here, this triangle that I had on screen. And I was telling you guys, you know what? Yesterday, that was on the 3rd or on the 2nd, I'm not quite remember, we were expecting the flip of the ribbon right here under this line. That will be telling me that despite we have a loss of momentum, we still have going on a momentum trend, right? We still have strength on the movement, and despite going below the zero line, we could still be pushing through this area. So I also told you I'm gonna be waiting for the pierce of that ribbon through the zero line, and I will this time, because this is indicating me that I have this is like your momentum wave, right, on other indicators. Yes, you're coming from that. So basically, you're going through here, and then I will be taking that breakout. I know I always tell you it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. That's not the end of story. I'm gonna be taking the breakout here, taking profits as soon as possible, moving my stop to entry, and aiming for the retest. If that takes me out, I'm gonna be waiting for that retest to play it out. Maybe next candle, re-enter, or if not, if it just only comes back in, I will be re-adding half of my 3%. Remember, I told you this is a risky move because I'm not waiting for the retest. Therefore, I'm gonna be jumping in with half of my position, which, remember, one full position for myself is at 3% of my whole wallet. Therefore, half of that 3%, it is 1.5% at the breakout, and then as a re-entry, another half of my percent. If I get stopped out, the second one, because it is the retest, I will be considering jumping in with a full position. All right, so just so give you guys a little bit of reminder what we were talking about there. Let me see if I can move this. This was then the breakout. I called out this one here. Let me see. That was on yesterday, 5th of December. 5th of December, I was calling out that I did enter here. I was calling on my taking profits. I was calling on moving my stop to entry. So there we got right now what we have in here coming back down, took me out in here, and I'm gonna be explaining now in a little bit how not to get stripped in here. And then at the next candle retracement and candle close on green and also above my trend line, that's exactly what I enter my position. My stop loss is somewhere around 94, but just so you know, just before the class, I moved this to my entry. So let's do it right now. So I actually am just slightly above my entry just to compensate for any fees that I might have. If it liquidates me, or sorry, if it stopped me out, I'm gonna get stopped out in $1 or $2 profits, right? Something like that. And then I'm aiming not all the way up here, but somewhere around 101. Why? Because we still have that momentum. It seems like we're bouncing up. This is what we talked about yesterday, right? So this is exactly what I'm expecting. But I still don't know if we're gonna have a spearhead triangle here. I never talked about this spearhead. I don't know. I've seen this in many books, but I don't recall having a name, so I just gave it myself, just so you know. The spearhead, it's something like this. Let me show you. At the end of something that looks like a range or a Wyckoff range, we have a sweep of the highs, sweep of the lows, right? And we are making this kind of pattern here, right? So as you can see, we are building up a spearhead at the end of it all. So usually those breakouts are not as dramatic. As you can see, there are certain candles steadily going up and up and up and up and up, but it is not like a big god candle that everybody wants to see. All right, so that's why it's not something I really want to see at this point. I want to see the 100K being taken by the hair, completely being dragged around the street, right? So a big god candle here, just going through it, like fantastic move. Then couple candles retracement, and then another big candle pushing through. I don't know if we're gonna have it, but that's what I like to see. All right, so guys, just like I'll explain here, what is the best way not to get liquidated, or well, I mean, this is just liquidation from the longs. As you can see, they're going into where everybody enter. Remember that we were talking about this box of entry, especially on the 4th hour, and Alex was hunting these lower areas, right? Remember that those swing low patterns, swing fail patterns, sweep of the lows, break of the structure of the trend line, so on and so forth. And then look at that, they just push it just barely, barely, barely enough to be just below what everybody's going. How do I know everybody's looking at this area? Not because they have the dynamic reactor, but because of the dynamic reactor, you as a chart prime user see where the high volume is at in a shape of a VWAP or in a shape of an EMA. So again, this is not an EMA, this is not a VWAP, this is a high volume area being plotted dynamically on your chart. So right before you enter a trade or you start looking for entry zones, you already know where the high volume is at, all right? So let me go into more detail, into a cleaner chart. Let me go over here. I think this is gonna be it. Let me remove everything, perfect. So the point is, and let me go into an example. We look for structure, right? Let's just look for this structure here. This is a trend line, bearish trend line. What we're looking for, it is some sort of support. Usually we look support where other area of resistance or support is at, right? So what we do is we just do a line that matches most of what we can, right? And then once we have the basics laid out, remember what we learned yesterday, right? No indicators at this stage, really just using your brain, your eyes, and what you can see. Then you start adding your indicators to confirm and adjust your zones. So let me see if I can, there we go. This one, for example, or this one, for example, right? So as you can see, we are close between those two lines. Perfect. We could aim at any of these three zones. That's great. And then what else we could be looking at? Maybe, I don't know, liquidation zones, where we have, oh, come on, not this one. Liquidations. By the way, this liquidation chart, it is free. Look at that beautiful liquidations area, beautiful liquidations area. So that is the zones that we're looking at. As you can see, we were expecting this zone to be the support. What do? We wait, right, for that support to play it out. We look for flip of the ribbon, right? We look for the price action to break. We also look for the zero line to be taken. We wait for that retest, and off we go. All right. I mean, you can also enter at breakout depending on how strong you see the market. That will depend on you, but remember, always be careful. Use a stop loss. So here is the strategy. If you're trying to long this area, you go as low as you can. How do you know? Well, you're looking for that sweep of the lows. You're looking then maybe the earliest that I usually try to go in, it is when my ribbon is getting into the green cloud, right? That is the squeeze momentum. It's something like squeeze momentum indicator. I usually compare it to it because that's what I'm coming from. That was my favorite indicator before chart prime. So that's how I can relate it to and better explain it. It's not a squeeze momentum, but it's very, very, very similar. So as the ribbon is in the green cloud, that tells me that the upcoming movement should be bullish. Where are we breaking into the green cloud? Right here. Look at that at the what? Breakout of the trend line. Exactly there, right? There we go. So what I'm trying to do is to catch as low as possible that I enter either here, either here, either here, either here, right? And then getting my stop loss, well, maybe at this area or maybe at the sweep of the lows, right? And then give it a little bit more just to compensate for whatever might happen, maybe double bottom or something, right? And that's it. This is right now, this is the answer. This is as cheap as my strategy will let me to go in this scenario. Some other scenarios will allow me to go cheaper than this, even half of this, all right? And having a stop loss means that whatever I'm looking for, I already know that I'm gonna get X amount of dollars liquidated or stopped out here. So how to avoid getting complete liquidation is by having a stopped out or stop loss, right? Remember, I'm a previous low, giving it a wiggle room as cheap as I can go. So let's just say that you enter right there because you had, come on, because you had this support, because you had this previous resistance becomes new support, right? So you knew that. What you do, you go and maybe measure, all right, here, what can I maybe put my stop loss here? Oh, maybe I can put it there. Well, then, if you're planning to put your stop loss there, this is not such a great idea, right? So if you're planning to put your stop loss there, well, then you better plan to enter lower. I don't know if that makes sense. So you either enter lower or wait for confirmation. Whatever lets you put your stop loss as short as tight as possible. Does that make sense, guys? So that way, if we got another god candle like this, like shed candle here, well then, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of that fart that comes out, right? But you're not gonna get sprayed out of shit, if that makes sense. So this this is not good. All right. So that's why we're cutting out first, right? We're cutting out at first. Guys, I mean I've been here. I've been here, right? And that's how I feel about this. So I just wanted to also push a little bit my sentiment to tell you guys I know what it feels like. I've also been there. It's like Warface would say it, right? It's a world of shit there. So yeah, don't be liquidated from someone else. Got it out early, and don't worry. You lost how much in comparison to your entry? You did not get liquidated, right? You just get a small loss there, which makes you available, or the rest of your wallet available to re-enter on big areas of support at volume entries, or just like I did, just wait for the storm to play it out and then to jump in, right? So that's what you do. Who asked that? Oh, I got you. TB, does that make sense? Did that answer your question? I know it's not completely how to circumvent this, because let me show you something here. Let me show you something here. And this is going to happen again. So that's why I'm taking the time. This is going to happen again. So you guys are prepared. That was a small candle. Could you do this stop loss without getting liquidated? Could you do this stop loss without getting liquidated? Could you then do this stop loss by not getting liquidated? Imagine long in here, right? And then, oh, man, I need to sell the car. Man, we need to get another loan on the house, right? Man, I don't know, dude, cousin, give me a little bit more money, right? So we better be on this. Like this, right? And then where you jumped in, well, like we told you so, right here after it goes up. So you take early profits. By the way, we are below dynamic reactors. So you should be looking at what? At what? Longs or shorts? Anyone? Longs? Below dynamic reactor? Longing below dynamic reactor? I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, yes, of course, if we break to the trend line, all right. But if I'm below big area of volume, let me explain here. Breaking through big area of volume, I'm looking at longs. I'm favoring longs, right? Retest, long, retest, long, retest, long, retest, long, and then big body candle. Now I change the switch. And that gets me right below the high area of resistance. Retest short, retest short, retest short. Get stopped out, that's fine. Don't worry, just one single stopped out. Long again, right? Retest long, retest long, retest long, retest long. How do you start taking profits? That's another story. But early profits always, trailing stop then. All right. When we are below big area of volume, we're looking for retest short, retest short, retest short, retest short, until we change phase. And let me clear this up. And this is what it's looking like. You see? Now I know if that makes sense. Sweep of the lows, higher low, breakthrough is not about the breakout. What is it about? And off you go, right? Of course, this is a Wyckoff pattern, a little bit more long-term scenario. And then, well, then, as you can see, we broke back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But if we zoom in, there we go. And very nice area to long, very nice area to long, very nice area to long. And then once again, below big area of volume, what we do, retest short, retest short, retest short, retest short, retest short, till once again, look at the trend line, breakout, retest, and off we go, retest long. Oh, one stopped out, and rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat for the basics. You fine tune this with the rest of your indicators. So, did I admit it? Yeah, exactly. Retest, exactly. So, was that concept clear? Please let me know. So that's why the dynamic reactor is one of our most powerful tools, because it's the volume there, right? What is, I mean, remember that yesterday I explained everything but volume, right, comes from support and resistance and trend lines. So it's support and resistance theory and volume theory that you should be looking for. So yeah, all right. Yes, can you please incorporate that strategy into the strategy builder? It is. It is. Volume Pro, what is it? Market Oracle Pro Plus. What is it? Do I have it here? You can do it. I mean, it's not as a strategy because I mean, I can build it up for you then, and now I'll be posting it, but that will take time. By the way, you will not have these indicators for me. As we go, I mean, you will not have the same indicators as I do because many of those are a beta or pieces of indicators that they just get spread out, right? So let's use strategy builder. Strategy builder. Here we go. Let's just wait. It takes a little bit of time because of TradingView, you know, as always. Let's wait. 1,000 years later. It's still not popping up. Come on. What should I need to hit for it to pop up? Oh shit, finally, yes. So let's go to the settings here and you'll see a trend signals, right? Or even, what is it? Our dynamic reactor bullish trend. That means as long as we are above your dynamic reactor, right? Or that, well, then what you do, you start looking for your next action, right? But this is an indicator. So on bullish trend, you should then, and then you add your next action, if that makes sense. But at this point, that's why it's kind of like a messed up here. Dynamic reactor, bullish trend. Still, this is just the very first part of the strategy builder, right? You still need to add what else are you looking for, right? But yeah, I mean, so far, so good, guys. Let's just perfect. Let me just get rid of this because it's just taking too long. There we go. All right. So let me cut it out here. That's the story where we are starting at this point. Based on the previous classes, we are long. We are longing Bitcoin price. Still moving stop to entry. We don't want to get to be or become liquidity of anyone. And yeah, turning it back to you, Alex.
No worries. Yeah. So like one thing you can do to help you with market structure too is like you turn on this in your Market Dynamics Pro here, where you can take this and like if you look like we were talking about, why is there no reason for you to be going long in this situation? Let's let it load. And does it give you a higher high in this whole? You get one higher high, which is an equal higher high, right? That was maybe your one chance, right? So even in here, your market structure is suggesting lower lows all the way through here and not giving you really strength. So you see, you move up here, you put in a higher high, you're looking for your lower low and continuation. And a good way to practice this is literally go into like a 15-minute time frame. Okay. And like OC was doing, draw your downtrend, look at for it to reverse. Draw your downtrend, look for it to reverse, and look at market structure within these areas, right? Within these areas, you will quickly see when the market changes, right? When it stops putting in the lower lows, and you get a string of higher highs and higher lows, right? But you want to have that strength in your direction, right? So like very reasonable, okay, this morning for me to want to go long because of big recovery, but a series of higher lows, right? Understanding that, hey, there is an order block down in here if we're using our order block tools at these lows. There is liquidity down in here. I am aware of this liquidity down in here. But this morning for me, it's pretty much the bullish divergence off of this sweep here. So was it on the 8-minute? So coming down in here this morning, right? You got higher high, higher lows all the way up. Didn't get the bull dip here, but you got this structure in here. So yes, you broke structure down here. So you are typically looking for a continuation down right now. However, what happened is we swept in here and VWAP, okay, which is something I use, is right here. Which is a free indicator, but it's something I use for scalping. And I do have a chart prime scalping setup as well. So if I'm in here, you can see that we had VWAP coming in through here, right? So what happened is I'm typically looking for strength through the VWAP, and this is a scalping strategy. But for me, strength through the VWAP, and then a retest and continuation down. We didn't get continuation down. What we got was a sweep down and a reclaim of the VWAP. It reclaimed and it held. Okay, there was strength in the hold. So because of the strength, and then we got jobs data, which if you watch Piper Academy, you will know that the fundamentals were strong this morning. Therefore, even though they're just numbers and they're probably fake as hell, okay, what they're doing is they're saying, hey, this is, I'll show you the charts and I'll tell you what the news is. Is the chart is saying that, hey, we swept the lows in here. We've held strength here, and then we're going to get long, right? That's what the news was. The news was bullish because we knew in the charts that, hey, we swept all these longs, so we wrecked all the longs. We started to make higher highs, higher lows. We're going to trap some people in here. We're going to sweep them, and then we're going to go, right? So I'll show you the chart and I'll tell you the news at the same time. And that's why I was able to get long in here. But with this, right, it's very much, okay, this is end of day trading. Okay. I've told you guys about the 2 p.m. dump, right? 2 p.m. dump is a real thing. Okay. The 2 p.m. dump is a real thing. It happens quite often. Okay. Quite often, be aware. So what happens is this here, right? This is morning open, right? We break structure. So this is where you were looking for a potential short. I think Lucky Deal asked as well. And I said, so the flag broke, right? Here's your flag. That broke. Okay, so that's your first indication of weakness. You mitigated this low. You closed below this low very clearly. Then you came back and you retested the lows. Like I always say, when you're breaking out, right, you always look for a retest of previous highs. It's the same way on the way down. When you break down, right, you're looking for the retest of previous lows. It's the same way on the way down. Okay, so you retest previous lows here, right in here, and then you continue to put in structure to the downside. So that is your indication of weakness. Okay, you mitigate this low, so you're looking for the breakdown, retest, continuation until you are proven other words of where you get your first significant higher high, and there was really no higher highs throughout this whole rollover, right? Your 2 p.m. dump, and off you go. So that was how I would have treated that yesterday, even though I wasn't on the charts. Hindsight's always 2020 when you're looking back on a chart. Oh, I should have done this. I would have done this. You never know in the moment. Obviously, you're hella bullish, right? 100K, right? You're not expecting a dump to 91,000. No one was yesterday, right? That's why it's so bloody important to manage your risk, right? It's at the end of the day, if you're hurting after yesterday, that's because you're not doing this enough, right? And I don't know what to tell you, but until you learn how to manage that, and you stop managing your greed, which is what it is. You always want to be right. Learning how to lose 30% of the time is probably the most important part you will learn about trading, is learning how to lose, right? We can have a 70% strategy, right? But all we're doing is putting probabilities in our favor. Okay, that's it. You could have been looking to long off of the retest of this flag, but if you're not practicing good risk management, putting your stop loss maybe below here, you're going to get absolutely demolished because you're still doing this. And that's not going to help you at all. You'd much rather take this and then wait until you get confirmation of a change of direction and then get long, okay? And that's just the harsh reality of it. And I needed someone to tell me that when I first started trading, is you're not always going to be right. It's okay to be wrong. Be as cheap as possible in this area to give yourself another chance. Because you could have taken the loss right here and you could have flipped short. You could have flipped, break down, retest, trend direction change, maybe quantum reactor break, whatever, and you're gone, right? You're gone, and then you make lots of money. Okay, but you don't have that opportunity if you don't take that loss properly. Okay? So maybe go and get your journal out, right? Make sure you got your trading journal. Mine's right here. Every single day. Reflection every day.
Oh, man,
every
mine
day,
is back
right?
in there.
His his is dusty. He hasn't looked at it in a while. Okay.
Just for a week because I've not been trading for a week.
Oh man. Okay, so let's look at Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum breaking out. Okay, beautiful breakout retest. Now, I was looking at this morning on the live stream here, and what has Ethereum done? Let's zoom out on OC's 4-hour, right? Breakout, retest to previous highs, the whole way up, bro. Look, the whole way up.
Yes.
The whole it's like you don't have to be a rocket scientist every single time, right? It's pretty funny how easy it was to take the longs here, right?
Absolutely.
So what are we looking for again? Right? The same thing. Look. Revisit the lows. Okay, let it go, right? Let it be free willy, whatever, let it go, right? I would say that this is flagging out right now, coming up to that psychological $4,000. You're gonna get something like this, where you're getting, get everybody, baby, buy, and then you go. Okay, I can almost guarantee. I'll leave this here and we'll look at it on Monday. Okay. Okay, we'll look at it. We'll just look at the Etch-a-Sketch, okay? And that's what I would expect, right? Because if we look at history, right? We break out, we put in a couple higher highs. Guess what? We rolled right back over to the highs of the previous range. Same thing here. We rolled right back over to the highs of the previous range, right here, right? So, it tends to rhyme. Yesterday was a lot more violent, obviously, but it found support at the same level. Okay, the violent wick happened, boom, and then it found support at that level right there, and then it was nothing but up only. Okay, so now, same deal, right? You can pull a fib. This would probably be a 382 bounce level. 382 bounce level coming in here. Golden pocket, right? If we come into these highs up here. So you got an opportunity here to wait, to be patient, to set the trap. I do believe that when Bitcoin pumps on the week, there's almost always a rotation into Ethereum over the weekend. Almost always, okay? So because it's 24/7, baby, right? So maybe institutional money chills out on the Bitcoin, right? And then they rotate, right? They rotate, and you can see that in dominance right now. So we had the dominance peak up into the $100,000, right? There's your peak up into $100,000 in dominance, and guess what? coming back down, baby, which is altcoins. Okay, and that's why we see altcoins doing extremely well today. Extremely well. That's great, and you get the runners, right? Beam's running today. You got Jupiter running today. Arweave running today, right?
Oh
Oh,
man,
what's that?
I'm
Mog.
breaking even
Do we
on
give them?
Jupiter.
We gave the Mog trade in the Discord yesterday. Oh yeah, baby. That is a 50% move for a putty cat. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
It is. I got a couple of questions here from Lucky Deal. Lucky Deal, he says, an OC does oscillator VWAP is working, and mainly how will you advise to use AI in strategy? My institutional answer will say I have no idea. No, just kidding. But the thing is that if you're talking about the VWAP and or the oscillator, well then you might have to look at things either separately, like have them by side and find those points. It's not that I'm gonna be giving or assembling a strategy for you. Not because I don't want it. It's because I mean, remember that I would just not ditch what I have, right, to start all over again. But understanding how VWAP works and also the oscillator, I can give you a little bit of a suggestion, if you may, right? So basically, just look at the VWAP as momentum and also confirm your momentum with your oscillator. Look for a VWAP bounce price action, and then also take a look at where you have the flip of the root. Basically, the same thing depending when you are or how you're using your VWAP, because you can also drag your VWAP into your oscillator, right? And then add another secondary VWAP or an EMA to have VWAP EMA crossings. It's a little more complicated. I might not be going over it, but I don't know if that answered your question. Hopefully it does. But just to how to utilize it as a strategy, I would say look at where both are pitting on what you want to see, and then try to trade on it. But do back testing first. All right. So just don't take things for granted, because sometimes things are not playing out as you expect them to be, right? I have another one here. Could you laser remind me the quantum reactor and the red gray areas? Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at that very fast here. The quantum reactor, I'm going to be turning on every single reactor. I'm going to go also right here so we can see it. Let's just wait for a little bit while trading, like gets back from its vacations. And there we go. All right, so just so you guys know, this one here, it is a quantum reactor, right? There are a couple of things that you want to look for. So first, the colored areas, right? And then the gray areas.
Share
So,
your screen.
oh shoot, thank you for that. I thought I was sharing. Sharing is caring. And can you guys see it? Yeah, I think so,
Yeah,
right?
you're good.
Thank you. So basically, when we have a breakout, depending on what had happened on previous price action, the your oscillator, sorry, your come on, it's just run out of my head. Sorry, your quantum reactor will give you indications whether we're confirmed that bull trend or not, right? Just so you know, I like to use it on slow and on ranging markets. Does it work? Yes, but because ranging it is non-structure, right? So it's its own structure. Basically, it's ranging going up and down. It's not going up, right? It's not going down. It's just going sideways. If that makes sense. So using it on slow. By the way, let me show you here on slow. That will give you a more smooth out action. And I like to have it to confirm big trends, right? So just going back to your question, red, we're bearish. Great, we're on confirmed change and we could still reverse, right? So basically a dead cat bounce or something, and then back green, we're bullish, right? Once again, gray, it is wait for maybe we can still do a dead cat bounce or something, and then reverse back bullish. And then once we have the red, well then you're seeing for a consolidation of a trend, right? Let me see. Perfect. Yeah. That's why I have all of the oscillators at the same time. Because for my fast movers, I want to have what? Sorry, not oscillators. My reactors. I want to have my volume flex reactor and my dynamic reactor telling me instant breakouts, right? So I know I'm below the area of big area volume. And then we have the quantum on slow that will give me confirmation to maybe going stronger, right? This also will help me, like if I do look at macro structure, right? When I stop having this kind of like indecision, look at that breakout retest perfectly. No indecision area. I'm out of the blue. I'm sorry, I'm out of the fog. Does that make sense? So that also helps me understand when the big range is coming to an end. So to be direct, gray areas are basically on decision, like, hey, still be careful because this could be a fake out, right? And then the color areas are confirmed trends. That doesn't mean that we're not gonna pierce through because every bearish trend has its end. Every bullish trend has its end, right? So on and so forth. But once we start seeing lack of gray areas, that's when I start aiming for farther and bigger movements. And then I start not ignoring the quantum reactor, but looking at re-entry areas on the dynamic reactor, if that makes sense. Then when we start having retest or retraces to the quantum reactor, like we did here, once again, like I will start looking for either big entries or if I'm making a trickle down area and I'm still below the zero line in here, I might even start looking for great areas of breakout, retest, and continuation downwards, if that makes sense. So, into a nutshell, that's what I look for. I mean, the one from the strategy builder plus. Oh, all right, BWAP. So this is it. This is your VWAP cross. And also, if you add a VWAP, it's already integrated into the calculations in here, but just not to give you a huge amount of things like all at once, it is hidden. If you want to see it, you just go drag it and add it there. And that's why I told you that you can also, like for example, throw your EMAs, your VWAP on your oscillators. So you can see it there. But yeah, on the storage builder, you just turn it on and just set either cross up or down or above or below. But that's what I do. Anything else that I need to answer here? Yeah, video is offline, guys. Still offline. Well, I
No,
haven't
you're
done it.
good.
All right,
I can see it.
Roger that. All right, something that I also want to give you the heads up, guys. It's going to be Link. Hopefully, Alex, you like to trade Link. I'm looking for a
I just
possible
gave a
entry.
link signal in my Discord.
Oh, really? Nice.
Literally 2 seconds ago.
Oh, oh, well, I haven't even really.
Look, look.
Oh, so you're entering right now? No way, really? I'm
No, I'm
looking for
looking at
one more.
2250.
Oh. All right. I'm looking for a retracement to 2322, somewhere around those areas. And this
There you
is
go. Great
because,
minds, man. That's funny.
yeah, it is. It is freaking funny here because look at that. I in fact have my, hey, everything went the other way around alert. This is my, hey, I fucked up alert, which is at 2449. If I hit the 2449, for me, that's a breakout waiting for the retest, and off we go. So my next entry will be here or here on the retest, and I'll be looking for oscillator flip of the ribbon, right? So because I do still have this thing here, and it's not yet a flip of the ribbon, I might be even waiting for something like that, right? So let me just clear this up so we can see it clearly. So in the worst case scenario, I'm expecting this, right? Let's paint it. Which in this case will be going for a slight breakout retest on this one here, sweep of the lows, and that's my entry. Almost there because we are just below sweep of the lows. Remember that giving it that slight wiggle room, just tiny itty bitty, right? And then trying to be as cheap as possible. So once again, I am trying not to get strip out, right? How do I do it? By having a stop loss as small as possible. So that is what I'm looking at with the oscillator. So because I still have this possible continuation downwards, that's what I'm looking for. That maybe last sweep of the lows before jumping back in here. And to me, this is looking like a bull flag. I don't know. But that's awesome. Another thing that I also want to talk about, and that's because we have a news on Binance. It is BNB. BNB. Oh, we just got it. Perfect. All right. I did not caught that entry. My God. All right. So I was talking about entering on breakout. I did not set an alert. Yes, it's just running out with this. Take a look. Take a look at Piper Academy today.
Bye.
Yes,
See you
I
later.
know. Oh man, too
FOMO.
slow.
FOMO in. Just press
No,
buy.
no, no. Dude, I am
You know
sweating
you want
because of
to.
that.
You want to now.
Oh, I
I can
do.
see
I
the
do.
FOMO.
I do. You can see that on my eyes. Oh shit, I really do, but I'm gonna hold myself. I'm gonna hold. I need to hold it. I don't think that right now. It's. No, it's not. It's not gonna happen today. Not today. Still got a possibility right here. I was expecting for a lower high here, maybe. But other than that, man, that call is gone. Well, guess we're gonna be searching for the next one. So far, I'm still gonna be waiting for a retest. We still need to. I guarantee you, my friend, that the next candle is gonna be a god candle. So that always happens. Oh man. So that's basically what I got. Another one that I might be just giving it a secondary chance. It is Solana. Solana did make that hair and shoulders pattern.
I already gave that setup in my. It's already done. No, that
You're gonna be
was my
kidding me.
first one this morning.
Really?
This
That
morning,
almost
we're
seems like
already
I'm
winning.
grabbing
Yeah,
your
man.
signals from your Discord, my friend.
You
What?
are, bro. You're copy trading, bro. I gave you the Discord for free. Look.
Are you kidding
Look.
me? Are you kidding me? Dude, that's awesome.
Look.
Oh man.
He's
Well,
That's okay. OC's taking all my work. I gotta copyright it.
no man, yes you do. Oh man.
Look, lucky deals in the trade already, man.
Oh, look at that.
He's printing because lucky
Nice.
deals in my Discord.
That's amazing. Printing. There you go. By the way, I haven't looked at entries yet on Solana. In fact, I might try to jump in, but far ahead. And my entry will be somewhere between Saturday. I'm expecting that. So Alex, one step
Okay.
ahead of me. Man, I need to step up my game here. I'm getting eaten alive from him. So here's my thing, though. Let me see if I got this right, Alex. I have my hair and shoulders pattern here. Oh man, we did not get it. I mean, at all a target hit. That I was expecting that. And then
Perfect bounce, bro.
oh yeah, and then we're just riding that trend line. So we're losing a little bit of momentum, which for me indicates me. And look at the bunch up of all of this, right? Of all of the reactors. No, keep them. Come on. So all of the reactors are giving that nuclear area, right? So the only thing I will be waiting it is a flip of the ribbon. When and how am I expecting that flip of the ribbon? That would be turning on my liquidation area. So let's turn that on my liquidation areas. Let's just give it a second. And so far, we are like far away from everything. So we can do anything here in my perspective. We can either drop or we can either go up, right? For me, it's unknown at this point. So once again, going down, flip of the ribbon. So I want my entry to be here. And then what I want to see, start seeing some longs to be taken. And then, boom, off we go with that long pressure being built up. So what I'm expecting, it is guys getting in longs first, and then having a reverse here, and then flip up. But guys, remember, Alex and I are in different time frames. So both ways can play it out, all right? So he might be taking advantage of these lungs now been playing out and then getting out of these areas, right? So prove that I'm not copywriting your trades still. But
That's okay,
man,
man.
that's pretty funny. That's pretty
It's
funny that
good
we're looking at
fun.
the same things, like especially today.
That's good
Man,
fun.
that's good
We're
fun.
in sync, bro.
Absolutely.
It's because,
Very.
it's like I'm Canada and you're Mexico, so we got to deal with all the meat and potatoes, all the American in the middle, you know? We're like they put all the tariffs on us because we have all the good shit. They want our maple syrup. They want all of your Mexican jumping beans. It's like, come on, man. You're just trying to take advantage of us all the time, you know? Um,
No shit.
but I
Yes.
do have to go, man.
Perfect. Oh yeah, we're over
It's
time. So sorry
and
for
it
that.
is Friday, so you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will definitely see you guys Monday. It's always a privilege to hang out with you guys. To have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on Monday.
Have a wonderful weekend, my friend. I'm gonna just keep going into this one and one more. And guys, also everybody that is plus, I'll see you in just 5 minutes with the plus class. Might be starting in any minute. So let me also do one more thing in here that I'm seeing here. Let's just keep them. Something that I like to see here, it is this trend line, right? Remember the same strategy that we've been talking about with Alex or Crypto, right? We have sweep of the lows, snort of the breakout, some of the retest, retest, still not taking this high, right? Come on, buddy. I need to work. And this is exactly what I'm expecting, right? One more opportunity right here as we have the volume flex reactor and the quantum reactor matching the dynamic reactor. But he's in a hurry. Yeah, I think he has another class to also do. I'm signing up, but I don't have the links yet. For what? For what? For what? For what? All right. Oh, the plus. All right, you can upgrade the plus on your web page. Oh, you go to. I think I got the video here for you. Give me a second here. I think I got you. Oh no. Well, you just go into your Chart Prime webpage. So www.chartprime.com. Log in, and then you go to edit subscription add-ons. Select add-on, and you select whichever upgrade you want. Yeah, that way you can have that add-on to your account. Guys, it's time for me also to wrap things up. I need to jump into the plus classes already has started. There's 7 of us there. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. Remember, it's Friday. We won't have class tomorrow. But other than that, guys, as always, see you guys Monday.